Well, hello! So today in this video I'm going to share with you some cruise packing tips. Now we're a day away from heading down to Miami and jumping on the Carnival Vista to the Western Caribbean for a 6-night cruise. So we're pretty excited. We're stopping at Ocho Rios in Jamaica, the Grand Cayman Island and Cozumel in Africa, in Mexico. So we're pretty excited. So I'm going to let you know what we pack and how to prepare. So what you want to think about when it comes time to packing is, first of all, what is the weather going to be like? Well, we're going down to the Caribbean. I can pretty sure it's going to be hot. There are some wild storms happening down there at the moment. So we want to be prepared for that, perhaps pack a rain jacket. You want to think about the length of your travel. How long is your cruise going to be for? That's going to help you know how much gear you need to take. Think about the type of activities you're going to be doing both on the ship. There are a ton of activities you can do on board a cruise, and with huge variety as well, from swimming pools to casinos to dinners out and mini golf and all sorts of fun things. But also consider what activities will you do when you get to your island destination. There's a lot of things you can do there. Hanging around on the beach all day, hiking, going to see ancient ruins, snorkeling, all that kind of stuff. So figure that out, plan ahead so that you're not overpacking or underpacking. And also consider who you're traveling with as well. Like if you're traveling as a couple, you might be doing some more like dinner dates. So you might want to get a little bit more dressed up and fancier, maybe take some nice lingerie, etc. We're traveling with kids, so everything changes when you travel with kids. Think about your luggage limits, of course. How much luggage can you take? And your transportation. How are you getting yourself to the cruise? Once you get to the cruise, it's fine. You'll check in. They will take your luggage as soon as you check in, and porters will deliver it to your cabin. So once it's in your cabin, you unpack. You don't have to touch it, lug it around again. So that's a nice thing about a cruise. You're not lugging your suitcase from destination to destination. So I think that you can kind of pack a little bit more. It's not going to be too heavy. We're just driving to the airport, getting on the plane, getting a transfer to the dock, the port. So that's pretty easy. I'll pack a little bit more knowing that I'm not going to be lugging it around everywhere. So that's how I decide what to pack and what to take. So let's get to the packing tips. Okay, so I'm in my bedroom, and what I do is I lay everything out on my bed. So I figure out, I do it in stages like day clothes, night clothes, swimwear, etc. So I'll just show you a few of the things that I've packed from the crew for the cruise, and some essential packing stuff as well. And down in the description below you'll find a lot of posts that we have on packing tips and luggage and gear that we love to use. So click on those to get more information. So I want to show you some essential packing cells and gear that we use that I don't travel without. So especially on a cruise, I like to take some kind of crossbody bag, because you'll be walking around the ship, you'll be getting off on day trips. So just something nice and small, and I tend to just put my little money bag in there. I can put a little makeup bag in there, etc. So crossbody bag is pretty essential. Now these packing cells, I can't live without packing cells now. Don't know about you, but they've saved my packing sanity. I love big colourful ones. I always have a big one for jackets or jumpers or dresses, the medium sized ones, shirts and shorts, and then some smaller sized ones to put in smaller gear. It just helps me keep things nice and tidy and organised. Laundry bag, again nicely labelled and coloured. You'll find links below too on post so you can see where we get them. I have a wet, and I'm just dropping everything here, a dry bag. I discovered recently that we had to leave somewhere and had wet clothes, and everything in my suitcase got wet and disgusting. These wet bags come in handy, especially if you go on a cruise, because you are going to be getting wet a lot and transporting yourselves around. The dry bag, I tend to put my swimming gear in that one. It just keeps it organised. These I love, shoe bags. So it's broken into compartments, and usually I can fit a pair of sandals in one side and flip-flops in the other. And then for another one, they're a bit bigger, so I tend to put my joggers in there. 1 foot in each side, which is really great, especially if you're out running on grass or whatever. Keeps everything in your suitcase nice and clean and tidy. My other favourite, especially if you go on a cruise, is there's a lot of nightlife entertainment, and sometimes you get to dress up and stuff as well. So I have a jewellery bag. Oh my gosh, I discovered this maybe about 6 months ago. Before I used to put my jewellery just in my suitcase in a plastic bag or in the like zipper section. It would get everywhere and get caught on everything. I love this. And it's great, you can just go and hang it up in the wardrobe when you arrive at your destination. You can easily see what you've got in there and choose the jewellery for the event, whatever suits for that day or that night. And the other thing I can't live without anymore, I used to have sock and undie chaos in my bag. Again, this has a handy hanging hook, and you just unhook it. Look at that. Nice, neatly packed underwear and socks. I put my bras down there. Sometimes I'll put my workout gear if it'll fit. Nice little compartments to put your underwear in and your socks. So if you're going on a cruise, work out how many days you're going for. If you're going to be exercising, you want to throw in some socks as well. And what outfits you're going to be wearing of an evening, so you know what bras to wear. And you want to take as little as possible. And again, it's got that nice little hook there. So when you arrive in your cruise and you unpack in your cabin, you can just hang it up in the wardrobe and easily get your undies. Essential stuff. Okay, so toiletries. I don't know about you, but I tend to carry a little bit too many toiletries. I do try to minimize everything though. The problem I have at the moment is my shampoo and conditioner is really large, and I haven't had a chance to buy smaller ones, or you can get some really cool little tubes where you can put like bigger toiletry stuff like this in. But do you all know conditioner? You go through so much of that. The cruise that we're going on is for 6 nights, so I would need to get 2 of those silicone bottles to have enough conditioner to last me for that time, maybe even 3. But I have a nice big toiletry bag. I got this from Kathmandu, and I like because it's nice and big on the inside. My shampoo, the big ones, can fit in there, and it has a nice section down the bottom that you can zip, and you can put whatever you want to in there. And then I have littler bags, like that's a little makeup case where I throw my lipstick and little things. That will also fit in that day bag, the crossbody bag that I showed you, so that I can carry it around of the day if I need it. We do a lot of filming, so it's good for me. Then I have another makeup case where I put my brushes and foundation and things. And then another small one where I put my oils, my face stuff in. I will leave a link to the post down the bottom, but I use, for my skincare, I use a lot of oil, jojoba, rosemary oil, etc. They're great for travel, they're cheap as well, and last a long time. And then in the middle, you can just put any other things that you need and fit in. Bobby pins, of course, who wants to travel without bobby pins? And essential for when you travel and easy to carry. Okay, so the great thing about a cruise is that you will have doctors on board and nurses and first aid, etc. if you need it. But it's always a good idea to travel with a first aid kit, especially when you travel with kids. And so I just use one of those smaller packing cells that I showed you, and we just throw in things like baby Panadol. Thermometer, I think, is key for when you travel with kids. You really want to catch those high temperatures if they happen. Another thing I have now is a little sewing kit, just in case you need to sew up an emergency. Band-aids, depending on where you're going. It is the tropics at the moment. We have some natural mozzie repellent. And of course, I'm not a great fan of sunscreen, but probably essential when you're traveling with kids. Now, you're cruising, you could possibly get seasick, so you want to look at some seasickness remedies. Ginger is fantastic for seasickness if you're looking for natural remedies. We go natural remedies, and also essential oils are really great. Lavender's a great essential oil for seasickness. I don't have any of that at the moment. If you have ginger essential oil, that's perfect. Peppermint, I have some peppermint essential oil, so that I'll be packing in my first aid kit just in case. And it's just a matter, you can put some on tissue and just smell it, and that will help you with the seasickness. I also pack tea tree essential oil, great disinfectant, antibacterial properties if something should happen. And you're on a cruise, you're probably going to be having fun, partying. I've got my old little liver support tonic. I just put a drop of this in water, keeps me fit and healthy, keeps my liver happy. There you go, that is a cruise essential. I bet you haven't seen that tip before. So cruising, there's lots of fun entertainment. You are going to be going out. Well, I assume you're going to be going out and making great use of that. So you might want to get dressed up. Your cabins will have hair dryers. If you want to take your own though, take that. I like to minimize, so I just stick with the hotel or cabin ones. But I do have a straightener, which I take. This is a really good one because you can straighten wet hair, so you don't need a hair dryer then. And it's nice and light too. Of course, you're in the tropics, you want a hat and a sunnies. I just take one hat. It easily suits any kind of outfit I'm wearing and any kind of activity I'm doing. And of course the sunnies. And then one other item I always travel with, no matter where I'm going, especially on a cruise, because when you go indoors, I can almost guarantee the air conditioning is going to be super high. I find, especially in America, things are freezing when you walk indoors. So if you want to pack a cardigan. Okay, we're going cruising in the Western Caribbean. I doubt it's going to be cold, but I'll be packing a cardigan or a denim jacket just for when I'm inside. And I never travel without a scarf. Scarves are fantastic for so many different reasons. Cover you up when the mozzies want to attack, wrap it around it at night, can be used as a fashion accessory. So I don't travel without my trusty scarf. And this is a nice neutral colour, bit of colour in it to brighten up any outfit. Okay, shoes. I don't know about you, but I can slightly get carried away with shoes. And on cruising, you are going to be having quite a variety of activities, especially when you get on land and go exploring on those islands. Usually through the day on the cruise, you're just going to be in flip-flops, which is easy enough and they're light and you can easily carry them. Now, if you are going to be on the cruise exercising, which I hope to be, you want to take your joggers. If you are going off land and maybe you might be doing a hiking activity, I take my hiking sandals. These are Keen sandals. I've had them for over 4 years. They look brand new still and they've got a lot of use. And then I'll just take like a nice pair of sandals that can go with any outfit. And I'm debating at the moment whether to take a pair of wedges just for the evening. These I can get away with most of my dresses, but just in case there's a bit of a dressy up, I may take my wedges. It depends when I pack, how heavy my bag is and how much space I got left. Now I have two evening purses or bags that I take out. These travel with me everywhere and they suit every outfit that I have. This is just a clutch and this one can be a clutch, or you've got the I've forgotten what it's called, the thingy bobby that goes over you. So I like to exercise when I travel and keep on top of my routine. I do have an online yoga membership. It might be a little challenging to do that in my cruise cabin because they are pretty tiny. But I'll also I love on the cruises of a morning, I like to get up early and go for a run on the top deck because it's quiet and you have these amazing views out onto the ocean. So I generally take two different workout gear. I will take my yoga gear and sort of my more sweaty gear and my shoes, and that's it. Great with yoga, you don't need much because you're barefoot, and sometimes I might travel with a travel yoga mat, and sometimes I'll just use whatever the floor is that I've got. And so then it's just the clothes packing. So I will pack my swimwear. Now my swimwear, I make sure I have a couple of costumes and cozies as we call them in Australia, or swimsuits as I think you call them in the US. And I also like to have some caftans so I can just laze around in the pool, and some kimonos work well too. I love to travel with something like this, especially on a cruise. It's nice, tropical, it's cool, it's light, and catches the breeze. So you can wear this with any kind of day outfit that you have once you get off land and maybe you're exploring the town or whatever it is that your island destination will be. And so with my clothes, I'll pack a pair of shorts, I'll pack a skirt and different tops that I can just mix and match. And I will also look at evening wear. So I have a couple of dresses. They can sometimes be worn during the day, but they're also well at night. And then I've just packed one dress that's a little bit more formal in case there's a fancy evening on the cruise. And that's why I'm debating about whether to take my wedges. But so a dress like this can easily be a daytime or a nighttime dress. And then I have a couple of other dresses that can easily be worn out exploring on the island, just hanging around the cruise, or if I'm doing hiking or anything too. These are from Prana. They're super light, they roll up, and they're great for so many different activities. And so that's it. Oh, and I might pack a pair of jeans as well. It just depends, the AC thing, if I want something a little bit more comfortable at night, and I will get some kind of nice dressy top that will go with jeans. Easy to roll up, and that can be worn as a day outfit as well. So now everything's laid out, it's in its position, then I just put them into their relevant packing cells, roll everything up and put it in my suitcase, and you're good to go. Let's go cruising. So one more thing I wanted to mention, which I forgot, and I've just remembered, well, I remembered on the cruise ship, probiotics. So really, I don't travel without these. I take them every single day actually, but especially when you're traveling, especially on a cruise, because you're going to be eating a lot more than usual. You're going to be trying different foods, and when you get on land, you're going to be drinking water that's different, trying different foods, etc. Plus, you're on a cruise ship. Well, you know, germs can spread pretty easily. So probiotics are really great. They help strengthen your stomach, your gut, and put good bacteria in there, because there's so much that contributes to stripping the good bacteria out of our gut, and our gut needs that to help us have good digestion, to be vibrantly healthy, and to build our immune system. So we are partners with Up4 Probiotics. As I mentioned, I take them every day. This is a good one for women. I do recommend, there's a great travel one that you can take, which is a lot stronger, which is what you do want to take. And honestly, probiotics have just been incredible for me and my family. I felt great on the cruise. I didn't get sick at all, and I just find probiotics have been the best thing that I've ever introduced into my day to keep my health in tip-top shape, and I absolutely wouldn't travel without taking them. And our children take them as well. They have some really cool kids capsules. So that's my final packing list tip. Do not forget the probiotics to keep you nice and healthy and strong and vibrant, so you can enjoy that cruise and actually come home feeling wonderful. Okay, one last thing we haven't spoke about is entertainment on the ship. That is looking after your own self-entertainment. Cruise is going to give you a lot of stuff to do, but what are you going to do when you're hanging around the pool all day? Hopefully relaxing with a glass of champagne. But I like to take a book to read. At the moment I'm reading Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. A journal. I'm a writer, so I take my journal everywhere with me. And of course, hopefully, you won't be required to pack a laptop. But because I travel and work, it's the one thing for me now. I don't go without my laptop, and I love my Microsoft Surface Book because it is so light, easy to carry, easy to get around, and does everything I need it to do. And on the cruise, inside your cabin, you're probably only going to have one PowerPoint, okay? And we live in a device-heavy world, so make sure that you take a power board with you with lots of the different adapters. We just have one of these. I've seen some really cool ones. And I'll put a link to them in the description below, where the this part here actually swivels around. So if you have those bulky, complicated PowerPoints, you can move them around so they fit. If you're an international traveler, do not forget your adapter. There you go. Don't forget your adapter. I have forgotten these I don't know how many times and had to race around the destination to try and find them because I haven't been able to get power. But if you're a US traveler, don't worry, you're sweet. Now, a godsend for me are these little bags. We carry so many cables and so many chargers, and they used to get lost in my bag. So now I can organize them easily and just pull it out, get my chargers, get my connectors, my cables, everything I need in those bags. So that's another cool little hacking tip. Now, capturing your memories. Hopefully you are not carrying around a whole backpack full of camera gear like we do. Your phone. The phones these days take amazing photos. Hopefully you can just take that with you. Otherwise, just take a nice small portable device. I'll put a link in the description below. We've got some great handheld cameras that we have reviewed and recommend for you. But I do recommend perhaps that you have a GoPro. especially if you're going snorkeling or something when you get to the island destinations, because then you can get some cool underwater footage and capture your memories that way. And you might want to get some kind of a selfie stick as well, if selfies are your thing, but it comes really in handy with GoPro when you're underwater. Oh, and if you do have a big camera, a DSLR, you might want to consider one of these Gorilla Pods, these Joby tripods. These are light, as you can see, small, lightweight, easy to carry, and if you get the right ones, they can hold your cameras, your DSLRs, and you can also get a nice adapter there for your mobile phone to hold those. So that's really great for when you want those nice still frames and photos, or family photos and all of that. Now, when you go offshore, you want to take some kind of day pack. I haven't had a time to stock up my wardrobe with a nice beach bag. I love to take my beach bag, put on my towel, sunscreen, everything I need for a day in the beach in that, which would be handy hanging around the pool on the cruise. I don't have one yet. It'd also be very handy when you're island adventuring or just hanging out on the beach all day. But I do have some day packs instead. So this one scrunches up really nicely in my suitcase. It's lightweight. I just take this on like small hikes where I just really need to throw in a couple of water bottles. So that's just a really nice one. You can find them, oh gosh, cheap as in any kind of store. And then we have a proper hiking day pack from REI. So depending on the activities that we do when we go on the island, if we're going to do a bit of hiking or anything like that, I will take this and I'll put everything we need in there for the day. This one is a woman's day pack, so it's really suited to a woman's body, which I much prefer. And when you're cruising, you don't need to pack beach towels or anything like that. They have them on the cruise, and they have the beach towels. You can actually take them off the boat when you go exploring the islands. Well, I think I've covered everything. Thank you, and if you're going cruising soon, have an amazing time. There are some important links below in the description. We have a cruise packing checklist for you so that you don't forget anything. Click the link below to go and get that. It's completely free. We also have some travel planning checklists for you. If you have a big adventure coming up, whether that's 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, 6 weeks, 2 weeks away, we have a travel planning checklist for you. It's all free, it's completely automated. You just tell us when you're traveling and it will send you the right checklist at the right time. Because when we travel, we do different things we have to do before we leave. 1 month before, 2 weeks before, I've got a checklist for all of that for you. Remember to connect with us on our social media channels. Subscribe to our channel. We share travel videos every day. Cruise videos are coming up for you. And please leave us a comment. Tell us what's your must-have essential for cruising. Was there something that we missed? Prepare us for next time. We will see you next week in our next video. Thanks for joining us.